Then, when you held up your hand, I let the water come rushing back and they all drowned.
All of them?
Yeah, they all deserved it though, so it's cool.
Yeah, but hadn't you hardened their hearts to make them do all of that and therefore deserve it?
Oh, never mind that, Moses. Look, let's get to work on this project that we came up here to do, eh?
Yeah, okay. So, you're finally going to reveal the standards by which you'll judge human behavior.
That's right. So, first off, most important. Ready? I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me.
Nice.
Except if you actually do follow another god, which is totally okay too, and we respect that.
Huh?
Number 2. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven or on the earth or in the waters below.
Right.
You shall not bow down to them or worship them.
Good.
Except if it's part of your culture to do so, or your religious tradition or something.
Hang on.
Something along those lines. We'll polish it up later. Number 3.
Wait.
No, we'll come back to it.
But you're commanding us not to do it, and then you're...
Don't get hung up on Old Testament details like an atheist would, okay? Next. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy.
What? Unless you don't want to, I suppose.
6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th is a Sabbath to the Lord. On it you shall not do any work.
Yeah, right, except if you've...
Moses, do you mind?
Well, can we work on the Sabbath or not?
Absolutely not. Unless it's important that you do some work on the Sabbath, like if you have a job or something, in which case
Lord,
it's okay if you really
we
need.
can't go on like this, Lord. You're giving us commandments and then telling us it's okay to break them. It's ridiculous.
Well, you're not looking at it in the right context or something.
You can't change context right in the middle of a sentence.
Look, I was hoping I wouldn't have to explain this.
What?
Well, there's this civilization coming in the future, Moses. You've got no idea.
Who?
Well, it's going to come to be known as Western civilization, or...
When?
Oh, it's thousands of years away yet.
Oh, well, so what then?
Oh, but it's so big, so advanced, so successful.
Sorry, Lord, but what does this have to do with you writing commandments that include an invitation to do their direct opposite?
Well, don't you see? It's very important that I be able to take credit for all of the greatness that Western civilization achieves. I want its people to be able to say that these 10 commandments are the basis upon which their legal and moral systems are built.
Well, okay, Lord, but I still don't understand. Like, why do you keep putting these weird cancellations on them all?
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, surely the way to nurture a society towards becoming amazingly advanced and prosperous is by having theocratic prohibitions against working on certain days of the week and graven images and all that. I mean...
Well, that's where the problem lies, see? The more humanity progresses, the more it will base its laws and constitutions around things like freedom, liberty...
Freedom?
Democracy and self-rule. Opportunity, human rights, justice for all.
Well, you haven't commanded any of that here yet.
Yeah, and I'm not about to either.
So the laws and morals of this mighty, advanced Western civilization aren't going to come out of these commandments at all then.
Oh, don't rub it in!
Yeah, but that's what you're saying, right, Lord?
That's why I have to put these loopholes on the ends of the commandments, to make them reflect the way advanced future civilizations actually are.
I don't know, Lord. I reckon it might be taking things a bit far. I mean... These laws of yours, are they really that far removed from the kinds of laws that the people will actually end up following?
Well, yes. They'll work on whichever days of the week they want. I'm suggesting a death penalty for that.
Ooh.
They'll have religious freedom. I'm banning it. I'm banning graven images and ordering them to kill anyone who says things about me that I don't like, whereas they'll fight and die to protect each other's freedom of speech and freedom of expression.
Well, look, if your laws are at such odds with values that actually produce and maintain an advanced civilization, then why not just have different commandments?
What?
Yeah, well, it might be cheating a little bit, but if liberty and freedom of expression and all those Western values make for such a powerful and healthy human society, command them instead of all this theocratic stuff about graven images and blasphemy. That way, your commandments will be the moral basis of the society you want to claim credit for.
But these commandments reflect my essential moral character. Do you think my problem with graven images is just some arbitrary whim or something? I freaking hate graven images,
man. But why
man.
not command freedom and liberty? What's so bad about them that you'd have a problem with...
Where would commandments like that leave you Israelites?
I don't know, free? Progressing? Developing?
Exactly! But I want you petrified, ignorant, and violent. How else am I going to get the majority of my sacred scriptures to be a history of Middle Eastern military conquests? With me ordering and helping you to bring about the violent deaths of thousands and thousands of people, including innocent women and children.
That freedom and liberty sounded good.
Oh, Moses, you are free, in a certain way. You're free to worship me and only me as much as you like. You're free to work on 6 days of the week without being killed for doing so. You're free from the debilitating effects of coveting things.
What? Coveting?
Oh, didn't we get to that commandment yet? Look, write this down. You will not covet your neighbor's house, or his wife, or his servants, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor.
Let me guess, Western civilization is going to get along just fine without having any laws against that.
Well, yeah, they're going to be capitalists.
Oh, so you're banning a fundamental driving force of their economic system.
What, do you think I should encourage it as well as ban it?
No, Lord, you can't do that at all. You're just going to have to come to terms with the fact that these commandments of yours have nothing to do with Western civilization. What other commandments did you have in mind that'll have absolutely no place in this civilization that you want to take credit for?
Well, I've got an outright ban on adultery.
Right, and no one goes to jail for that, I assume.
Eventually, no. And neither do people who dishonour their parents.
Which you prohibit.
Yeah, on pain of death.
Oh, jeez.
They'll still display my commandments in their courthouses and schools, though, won't they?
Why would they? They're irrelevant.
Oh no, I'm screwed. I can't claim credit for their morality at all.
Oh, look, there, Lord, come on. Oh. There's such an easy solution to this, Lord. If only you could,
What?
if I could get you to budge on... Oh, no, don't worry about it. Just forget it.
No, what? Tell me.
Well, if only you had, say, a prohibition on murder in these commandments or something.
Yeah, that's in there.
You've got a commandment prohibiting murder.
Yeah.
Why didn't you mention it before?
Well, I'm not really that keen on it myself, actually. You'll see what I mean when you read about just how much killing I order and carry out.
You prohibit murder and order it.
Look, within certain contexts, who gives a shit? A few dead kids here and there, as long as they're killed after they leave the womb, of course.
Lord, if you're prohibiting murder, that changes everything.
Does it?
Even if you are evidently okay with it.
How does it change everything?
Well, look, are Westerners allowed to murder each other?
Of course they're not.
Hallelujah!
Why?
Because we've got a match.
Oh.
Look, again, do you happen to have a commandment against something really obvious like, I don't know, stealing?
Yeah, I do.
And so does the West?
Of course they do.
Yes, well, that's 2 out of 9 that match. What's the 10th one?
Not giving false testimony against your neighbour.
Well, that's common sense. I presume that's also forbidden in Western civilization.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're fine then.
We are?
Because having 3 out of 10 in common is more than enough to claim that the morality of the West is based on all of them.
It is?
Sure it is. I'll show you. Look, call Gabriel down here.
Why?
Just call him. I want to show you something.
All right. Gabriel! Gabriel!
Yes, Lord? Oh, hi, Moses.
Hey, Gabriel, Western civilization's laws and morals are going to be based on the 10 Commandments.
No, they're not. We've talked about this, Lord, remember? The commandments are mostly irrelevant to just about every culture that ever comes along.
Oh, really?
And if
Well, how about you shall not murder? You shall not steal? You shall not give false testimony, huh? What about that, huh?
Yeah, but every society has those laws, and you're not going to be...
That was so comprehensive and persuasive.
It was?
He proved to you that Western morality is based on the 10 Commandments. How can you not see that? Get out of here, will you?
Gladly.
See, all you have to do is just completely ignore the commandments that run against the actual moral values that people hold and argue noisily about the ones that they have in common.
All right, but if they point out that nobody cares even slightly about graven images...
Bring them back to murder and stealing.
What if they say how the West values religious freedom and would
Ignore their common sense and bring them back to the one about murder.
Not working on the Sabbath, though,
You
sure.
shall not murder.
No coveting?
You shall not murder.
Using my name in vain?
You shall not murder.
Oh, thanks, Moses. My 10 Commandments will be relevant to Western civilization after all.
Well, no, they won't, but you will have people attempting to argue that they are.
Good enough for me. Oh, the shit I get away with. 3 out of 10. So we better make the murder commandment number 1 then, eh?
No. Let's put it like 6th.
6th?
After the graven images and Sabbath rules and all that.
Do you really want my followers to have to argue that the 6th commandment is the most relevant?
No, they'll be right.
Now look, I was also thinking of commanding them not to boil baby goats in their mother's milk.
Nice idea. I was going to suggest that. It's just awful when people do that. Best keep it for a later version of the 10 Commandments, though.